Hello, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. Continuing Tabulator Tuesday with Fatal Frame 2 Remake. And I've been kind of... He's here, then he's gone, and then he's back. Oh, did my stream break? It has a tendency to do that. Everything looks good. Welcome in. Snerdish. Cheers. So I have a mini holiday coming up at the end of thank you. I have a mini holiday coming up at the end of... Oh, you mean when I went to grab my drink? I gotcha. I had everything ready to go except for my suds. Today is a 0 sugar root beer. I have a mini holiday coming up and I'll be traveling, so I won't be streaming, at least in any conventional sense of the word. I'm gonna figure out what I can do. So the hours might change on those days, but when I get back, and we're talking about sort of mid-June-ish, I'll be tackling the Alan Wake series for Tabulated Tuesdays. I'm going to give Spirit Camera a good faith try, and that's not talking about the type of game that it is. It's just because to do 3DS games is really hard. The program that I use isn't necessarily adequate to support Spirit Camera because it actually uses the inner and the outer cameras of the system, which you can configure on the PC, but it's just not happening. I've ran a couple trials, I've done a couple things, and it's not sexy. The results are not sexy. So the other method is to use a floating camera, and I'll like attach it right here and it'll just look down onto the system. I've done it before for a couple of games, and you know, there's mixed results to it. It's the sound. I might be able to pump the sound through the capture card via the headset. Past that, everything is really just it's up to lighting, it's up to how the system is going to work, it's up to where I actually stick the system and put in the book. So the game actually came with an AR book, and most of the pages are pretty blank. So when you put it in front of the camera, things will appear. So one of the interesting things about Spirit Camera is it utilizes the cameras. So it'll say, take a picture of your face. You take a picture of your face. There it is. Cool. Then later on, it says, take another picture of your face after you've played the game for a while. There's a picture of your face, and then it starts like you're getting cursed. So it starts warping things. You know, you have like running eyes and everything. So I mean, I've always thought that was cool, and I would love to have a chance to show everybody, but when it comes to manipulating the system itself, I might have to move it in order to do stuff, and to capture that on camera is going to be a little strange unless I have it hooked up to some kind of rig that supports another camera. If anything, I think it will be a just sort of demo, a test, kind of like what we're doing with the remake of Fatal Frame 2. I don't actually intend on finishing this game on stream. I intend on finishing this game by myself. The the one big question here is I'm wondering if everybody out there who's watching doesn't feel like we've already played this game. I thought about it and I was thinking, we did Fatal Frame 2 original on Xbox actually, I believe it was. And that was good. We're just starting the Fatal Frame series. We finished 1, we're on to 2. We did 3 on the PS2, still a PS2 exclusive. But to me, it doesn't seem like playing Fatal Frame 2 was all that far off, even though Fatal Frame 3 took a long time. Fatal Frame 3 took a long time. Fatal Frame 4 was a good chunk of time. Fatal Frame 5, I kind of remembered and worked stuff in that. But you can also travel just a little bit faster. So here we are playing the Fatal Frame 2 remake, and it just seems like we just did Fatal Frame 2. I like to do the comparison, but I'm not excited to keep it going and finishing the game on stream anyway. It'll happen. I think maybe it'll happen. Maybe I'll revisit it at a later date when I haven't been playing all the Fatal Frame games in the series together. And I think it'll be a little bit more appreciated at that point. So it brings into a couple of other things, like before I started Tabulated Tuesdays, I was having a long running mental catch-22 where I was thinking, do I have to do the remakes? Do I have to do the HD remasters? We just played it. Do I need to play it again? Series like Silent Hill, who just come out with a remake of 2. Series like Dead Space, I would love to do the original Dead Space. I would also love to do the remake, just like this, just to see what's different. But I'm not sure that it requires playing it all the way through. So, I mean, if you have an opinion, I would love to hear it. If the fans out there are more happy with me running on, championing through the game, I'll be more than happy to do that. I'm just worried that it seemed a little repetitive. So that's my beginning spiel. Now, as I said in the comments, I did restart this game, and it had nothing to do with counting a game over. And it had everything to do with me not understanding how a lot of the systems work in this game compared to the other games. The button mappings are off, but now I have a nice, better understanding of the controls, and I'm feeling actually a lot more comfortable with it. Now, I've played up until does the hand holding make it different? It does. Are you talking about Spirit Camera for the 3DS? It kind of does. The hand holding, unless you're talking about Miyu and Mayu, the segments where Miyu and Mayu are together, hand holding is pretty minimal. So far, it's been actually pretty minimal. In the original game, I can't say about the remake here, but in the original game, the time that they actually spent together was very, very small. They never held hands. You could actually run and run faster than Mayu because of her leg. And she ends up just like slowing down, slowing behind. Um, when you're holding hands, so it's a new mechanic added into the remake. When you're holding hands, you can't actually do a lot of stuff. You can turn your light on and off. But in order to save or open a door, you actually have to let go of Mayu's hand. So I'm not exactly sure I know if there's a better use of her, of them holding hands, if it's some kind of test, especially when they're together. If Mayu runs out of HP, the game will be over. So the ghosts have a tendency to go and grab her and be like, eh. Now they set themselves up for a wonderful shot if they're distracted by Mayu. So I mean, we'll see what happens with it. Whew, that was a strong one. So I don't know if they intend on us being together a lot more for the remake. So far we've been apart the sort of same amounts of time. Allergies, spring allergies. If I do another one, I'll go take some allergy pills or something. 2. That's all that was left in that pile. I see. Oh yeah, now we have to do this other side quest where we go find the survey's notes. So we can, let's see. The other crimson butterfly should be down this way, maybe. Not too worried about it. There's a note at the well. There's a note, I think, at the top of the mountain. I don't think that there's a note back in the Osaka house. I got a little better at the controls. I'm happy with that. I have a better understanding of how to activate shutter chance, fatal time. I've been working quite a bit with the 7 film and getting a better timing for its reloading. I also did since I started over, I did a little bit into the reload speed here, and I also have the reload charm equipped, so I think for 7 film, other than it being weak, I can probably work it fairly well. There's also the sideline stuff. Since we're playing with ghosts, I decided to wear my Pac-Man shirt today. Now, this is epic fail, but it's only in reference to the Pac-Man being trapped by all three ghosts. And it has nothing to do with the Fatal Frame 2 remake. But I found exploration is the best with the flashlight on, but when you're fighting ghosts, you have to turn it off. Not that it attracts them more, but or it makes you less noticeable. I mean, I think the AI is going to do what the AI is going to do in those terms. They'll track you, basically, whatever. But I did notice that some of the items off in the background, they don't present themselves unless you have the flashlight on. So, like, right, I would have to shine the flashlight in order to just see that initially. I've picked up actually quite a few more items since then. I'm doing good on herbal medicine. I think my next point exchange is going to be more for the reload speed. Only because I think the 7 film really, I mean, it barely does the job. But it'll get you to where you're going. The big problem I've seen with the 7 film is mostly when you're fighting a ghost and then it gets aggravated. Not only does it reheal the energy, but the damage is also weakened, so it takes a while to drain it to where it